Thank you for joining me. This is Melinda McClintock with AncientWisdom.online. Today, we are going to explore the history of mental health. This video is provided for educational and informational purposes only. It does not constitute providing medical advice or professional services. The history of mental health spans thousands of years and has been influenced by numerous civilizations, ideologies, and scientific discoveries. Perspectives on mental health have evolved over time, shaped by sociological, cultural, and scientific advancements, which have influenced the current understanding, diagnosis, and treatment of mental illness. Here are the most significant milestones in the history of mental health. During ancient civilizations, there was trepanning as early as the Stone Age. The process involved drilling holes into the person's head for medical, spiritual, or ritual purposes. Mental health was often attributed to supernatural causes, with treatments involving rituals, prayers, and exorcisms. Ancient civilizations, like those in Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greece, and India, had rudimentary understandings of mental illness, often associating it with possession by evil spirits or punishment by the gods. During the classical period of Greece and Rome, early philosophers like Hippocrates introduced more naturalistic explanations for mental illness, suggesting that imbalances in bodily fluids, or humors, caused mental disorders. Asclepiades of Bithynia emphasized humane treatment and believed that mental disorders could be treated through diet, exercise, and baths. The Greek physician Galen further developed Hippocrates' theories and introduced concepts like melancholia and hysteria. During the Middle Ages, the understanding of mental illness regressed, with superstition and religious beliefs dominating explanations and treatments. We had a rise of religion in Europe, and mental illness was often seen as a sign of demonic possession or divine punishment. Monasteries provided some of the earliest forms of mental health care, offering refuge and basic treatments. As we move towards the Renaissance and Enlightenment, spanning the 15th to the 18th century, humanity saw a revival of interest in classical Greek and Roman ideas about mental health, alongside advancements in science and philosophy. Early asylums, such as Bethlehem Royal Hospital in London, were established, though conditions were often deplorable. Johann Weyer argued that mental illness was a medical condition, not a spiritual one. During the Enlightenment, thinkers like Philippe Pinel and William Tuke advocated for more humane treatment of the mentally ill, leading to reforms in mental health care and the establishment of moral treatment practices. As we approached the 19th century and early 20th century, we saw the emergence of psychiatry as a distinct medical specialty, with the development of diagnostic systems and the classification of mental disorders. The term mental hygiene had a long history in the United States, having first been used by William Sweetser in 1843 after the Civil War. In 1893, Isaac Ray, a founder of the American Psychiatric Association, provided a definition of the term mental hygiene as the art of preserving the mind against all incidents and influences calculated to deteriorate its qualities, impair its energies, or derange its movements. After his release from an insane asylum, Clifford Beers wrote the book A Mind That Found Itself, which included an agenda for mental hygiene societies. Under the sponsorship of William James and Adolf Meyer, the book was published in 1908. Also, in 1908, the Connecticut Society for Mental Hygiene, the first in the nation, included an article that committed it to war against the prevailing ignorance regarding conditions and modes of living which tend to produce mental disorders. Sigmund Freud introduced psychoanalytic theory, revolutionizing the understanding of mental illness and the practice of psychotherapy. In the 20th century and 21st century, we began deinstitutionalization movements aimed to shift care from large psychiatric hospitals to community-based settings. In the latter half of the 20th century, we saw significant advancements in pharmacological treatments for mental illness, including antipsychotics, antidepressants, and mood stabilizers. The field of psychology diversified with the development of various psychotherapeutic approaches, such as cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavior therapy, and mindfulness-based therapies. Alternative therapies like yoga, tai chi, and qigong for mental health started to be effective in scientific studies. Today, there are tremendous efforts to reduce stigma and increase awareness of mental health issues, which have gained momentum, leading to improved access to care and greater acceptance of seeking treatment. Thank you for watching. Remember to take care of yourself and those you love.